revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant Podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant Podcast. I'm Pistol Pete, and you're all not.
No, thank God.
Well, you hanging out with your kids?
What? Huh? What are we doing? Oh, we're doing a show. Hey, welcome to the Informant Podcast. I'm Pistol Pete from Stockholm, and this evening I have with me Jana Mig Death by Gucci and Jennifer the Mafia Wars Loot Lady. Chester is just being Chester somewhere. Mike is in the hopper, and we tried to get him to come out. We tried really hard. So, Frank, we do try to get Mike out of the hopper on a regular basis, but he has a poor internet connection, and he talks like a Borg, so we had to keep him locked up in the hopper. So
Maybe next time. Everyone thinks we're mean, and we don't let them.
We don't let him talk.
But we try to encourage them to.
Well, with the shock therapy and all, it's hard to know how he'll respond, and, what can you do? We offered to let him out, though, so that's the point.
Yep.
Right, so no one thinks
it's all on him.
We're not trying to be air hogs.
And we even tried to give him his own segment, the Redneck Hitman segment, and no interest.
Yep, down at the bayou.
In the double wide.
Oh, it could work. I think people should throw in some ideas out there for a segment for Mike Nestor.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
There you go.
Maybe we can inspire him to coming out of the hopper once in a while.
We can have a contest.
I know. Maybe we could even buy him a beer. I would give Mike a beer to come on the show. I know he would take a keg, but
that'd be like the whole show. There's his segment. All he has to do is just keep cracking beer cans open.
I know. He should have the drinking segment.
That's right.
But he knows a lot about the game. I think it would be a good addition.
Yes.
He is a wealth of knowledge, and that's why I say all the time is he really should come on and fill the gap where Chester's gone because, Mike's very busy in MIG and, more busy than Chester ever was in MIG.
And he helps me a lot on the blog, too.
He does a lot. He knows a lot about every aspect of the game, and it would be kind of cool if we could get him to share with the public. And
he does a lot of beta testing for Stockholm because he understands all that stuff. Like when they ask me to do stuff, sometimes I'm like, that sounds complicated.
He's a high-tech redneck.
Yeah.
And so we like that.
Yep.
Anyway, he's probably ready to kill us all.
Probably.
So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'm having a good
Nothing
week.
very eventful.
Kids are back at school. No? Oh, well.
The holidays are over, so it's just back to normal. We have the big
calming period.
The Computer Electronics Show is in Las Vegas, so it's been pretty
Which is
busy.
huge.
Yeah.
It must be crazy there when that's going on because people just so excited.
It's the busiest convention of the year. And so there's a lot of dorks in Vegas right now.
Well, and I hate to say this, but doesn't that correspond with some other convention that happens at the same time?
No, usually the porn convention is at the exact same time.
I wasn't going to point it out, but thanks.
Well, the adult video, the AVN.
Yeah, don't they happen together?
They usually do, but this year the porn convention's going to be after CES. And today is actually the last day of that convention.
Oh, wow.
They're bumming.
Yeah.
Interesting times in
I'm
Vegas.
sure a lot of them will stick around for the weekend.
Oh, nice. Yeah. My kids are back in school. Everybody's happy here.
I saw something funny on the local news. At the CES convention, Justin Bieber came to visit. And apparently he caused so much attention at the CES convention that some of the vendors complained because they said people are supposed to be there to see their stuff. They paid good money to set up booths there, and Justin Bieber was taking away all their opportunities.
It just doesn't strike me as kind of a nerdvana kind of thing is Justin Bieber.
I know. But apparently he made quite the
Splash.
I just
Yeah.
have a really hard time understanding the whole Bieber fever deal.
But he donated $100,000 to a local school, so that was
Oh,
nice.
Good.
It just seems odd. I just don't picture that group of people into him.
Well, I think it's probably more of him being into seeing the new technology.
Yeah, I get that, but
Is
And celebrity effect. If you
yeah,
have someone famous, even if you don't like them, you're gonna want to look. Like I was at a bar and that guy from Jersey Shore, not the situation, but one of the other guys.
the one with the way too much gel.
Yeah. I forget his name, but he was in the same bar I was in, and everyone wanted to see him, and I even kind of looked.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just kind of an effect like that.
yeah. I
Yeah,
can see
Vegas
that.
is a trip. I'm still bummed that Zynga never did that big convention in Vegas.
The Mafia made.
Yeah, the one that they made all the swag for and had to give
I
away
know.
because it didn't happen.
And they
So-
had it all set up because when I did that interview with Nate, he was out in Vegas to put the final touches on it, and he gave me a tour of all the places it was supposed to be at the Palms Hotel. So they paid for everything to happen. I think they just got a poor turnout, like nobody signed up for it, and it probably was determined it wasn't going to be cost effective.
That was really their last big shot at doing something really big for the Mafia War community like that.
Yeah, because that
Which
will never
is-
happen again.
No.
We
I
can't
don't even
even
think they want to do
decent
meetups anymore.
Yeah, they won't even give us information like they used to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of it all coming on to us. Like it's our job now to inform the community of things that they do. Where we should be looking at information they put out and then extrapolating what they say into, common sense and make it more easy to understand. And that just doesn't happen.
Or they should at least make sure we understand it before we get flooded.
No, they just wait for me.
I know.
And then I have to wait for Ike and Martin and Pete to explain it to me.
It's a community effort.
Yep.
Yep.
It works though.
Yeah.
True.
It would be nice if we were getting some of the information that we used to get. So
It would be more helpful and it would make things easier.
you know how we used to think that Zynga was run by robots, and then we went there and found that there were actual people there. Do you think they're back to the robots?
I think so. Well, I know the forums.
No, I think they've moved on to the Click Monkeys.
You
Yeah.
think? Because I'm wondering. I don't know anymore.
Well, Rinsler and Cerulean Master, their contracts expired, so they're not on the forums anymore, and they haven't hired any new people.
Which
So you have-
bothers me because it
I
means they
know.
don't care. And that
And you-
really bugs me.
You have new people from different games trying to monitor a forum about our game, and I don't think they're understanding what information we need.
And it's not like they were paying these guys a ton of money to run that forum. They
No.
really missed the boat on that one.
And they didn't even hire them in their contract, so a different company was paying them. I'm sure Zynga. I don't know how it all works.
Yeah, not cool though.
Kind of
Yeah.
missed the boat on that too, because they had the opportunity that all they'd have to do is supply information to a couple of key people, and the information would spread enough that it would cover the majority of the community, and the questions would get answered regardless.
Yep.
You
And
wouldn't
then
really
the lack
have
of
to
get
have a
satisfaction
forum.
on top of it.
And confusion creates environment.
Discontent.
Yeah, and people are gonna quit if I don't get something like all these other silly games I've tried, like even Mafia Wars 2. It's like as soon as I'm confused and don't know what I'm doing, I don't have time to go figure it out, and I just quit playing.
Move on.
And we need to keep all the players we have because we're it. There's not new players coming to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, unfortunately, I'm not seeing that. And unfortunately, I've lost a lot of players this week
Yeah.
out of my friends.
Same too. When we lost our family, we lost some. They were kind of looking for a reason to quit, and without the tag, they just said it was their. We did get our tag back, but it was too late. They already quit.
They'll be back.
Is anything happening in Stockholm?
Yes.
What you got?
Toolbar. We got some new features in the toolbar.
Tell
Yeah.
us more.
Well, a couple of things. One, I talked about it a couple shows back, that we're going to add the backup features that were in testing that are now available in the toolbar for those that have donated a little bit more. So that's there for those, and it includes backups for I think 5 or 6 different Spocklets now. So the family manager, the mafia manager, inventory history, the stats history, and toolbar settings, and the checklist. So those are all of them, I think, that are in there. So you can actually back those settings up, save them to a server, and then what some people are finding that, like, if they move from machine to machine, they can go reload them out of the backup, and then they have all their data with them. So it works out pretty well. Or like I talked about one show, when I moved from unsecure to secure, I thought everything was gone, but since I had backed it up on the server, then it was all there when I went over to the dark side of SSL. No, just kidding. And then the other one is kind of a neat little feature that Ike came up with, that actually we called the Experience Visualizer. And what it does is, if you turn that on in the toolbar, then if you watch in the top right hand corner where your stats are, I mean, as far as your what you need to level and so on and so forth, as you fight or as you do jobs, it will actually visually display the amount of experience you've gotten by doing that particular action. So just something that's a little bit different, kind of neat, and just something that for those people that are manual players, but like to have the toolbar to get some statistics, they'd be able to get those without having to have a full-fledged, repeat job or something like that running to get some of their stats. So,
I have a question about that.
Sure.
Is that feature optional? Like, if you don't like it, can you opt out of it?
Actually, by default, it's turned off.
Okay,
and if
so
you
you have to
actually
actually
go
turn
into
it
the
on. Okay.
toolbar and you turn it on, it'll be there. Okay. Yep. And
Because
so,
like, if I'm manually fighting, I can't help but look at it, and it kind of distracts me.
yeah. And we have the same thing in like the backup. If you want to use the backup servers, that's a turn on feature in the config. You can turn it on or off. If you want another one that sometimes people forget about, now that we've gotten kind of used to having it, there's an option to basically hide dead people, and that's an option in the toolbar too. So when you're on your rivals list or your fight list, you can actually hide the dead people, so you don't have to see them, and then that'll let you kind of clean things up to fight only the live people. Well, some people forget that that's there. So that's another option that's, via the toolbar that allows you to go in and turn that on or off as your own personal setting.
That's a nice feature.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was beta testing it when it was first added, but I haven't had time to go look at it or make a post.
Well, there was some concerns, and why we made it that you can turn it on or off is there's some concerns that, it may affect performance a little bit, but, it's something you'll just have to see how it behaves with your particular machine and stuff like that. I didn't have any issues with it at all in my testing, but it's possible because it does actually capture each event and then display, obviously the experience that was accumulated during that event. So it is something that is definitely going to do something a little bit more than just your average clicking in the game, but for some people that like that kind of data, then, it's easily accessible and easily available. I can see as we build more and more features into the toolbar over time without getting too bloated, a lot of them will be, opt-in type features that you can turn on or off as you see fit for your particular needs. So
nice.
Other than putting the close button on the revolver of death, I think that's one that's probably just going to be there, and you're not going to get an option to turn it off.
I love that feature. I tell people all the time when they don't have it, they're missing out on like the best thing ever. I'm like, you actually sit there? Like, I close
and
it.
Wait and wait and wait.
Well, you know what I was wondering
Refresh.
is sometimes when I open a Mafia War page, my toolbar's not there, and so I'll open another one and it's not there, and it sometimes takes me 3 or 4 times to have a page with it showing up.
That
happens to me sometimes too.
We have found that if it's related, we have found there are instances specifically related to being with the battles or involved in battles that hide it, and it's the way that Zynga loads that whole entire battle page, which is really a nightmare. We are working on some resolution to that problem so that it doesn't do that anymore, and I think we've got kind of a better handle on what exactly is causing that and what to do
I
to
just
fix
assumed it was me. You
No.
know, I still can't switch. So, like,